Hello YouTubers, my name is X Factor and welcome to the unboxing of the EVGA X99 Classified MOBO and the 1200 watt platinum rated power supply. But first, let's showcase some of the goodies that are going to be the heart and the soul. That is the Intel i7-5960X. That is 8 cores of processing power. The plan is to overclock this to around 4.2 to 4.3 to make rendering and gaming just a little bit nicer. Now, I'm going to be transferring quite a few of my hard drives over, including a lot of my Western Digital stuff, but this is the brand new OS drive. It's a Samsung SSD 850 EVO, 500 gigs. That is the OS and primary games that I play. And, of course, you need RAM. Why? Because this is not just my gaming, but it's my rendering PC. That's 32 gigs of DDR4 Corsair Vengeance. That should really help me out when I'm mashing on large file sizes in Sony Vegas. It's the one thing my current computer lacks is pretty much crappy rendering times because I do 1080p at 60 FPS. And we're going to Frankenstein some more parts, not just the Asus Phoebus, but the GTX 780 Ti by EVGA has been a wonderful card for me for the last year. So we're bringing over that Asus Phoebus card, that sound card. We're bringing over the GTX 780 Ti. And we're going to start off fresh with a brand new cooler. This is the H105. And we're going to go the red theme. All the Corsair fans that I have in my case, the 750D, if you didn't see that in the first shot, are going to have the red highlights to them. And we're going to change the insert on this to be red. And that is going to match the other EVGA products going in. So this is one bad power supply. It's 1200 watts platinum rated. And this thing weighs a ton. That means it's 90% efficient. Do I need all that power? Probably not. But when have I not done something overkill in my life? And why do you need that bag? Because there's a ton of spaghetti noodles in here. I've never seen so many cables in my life, and I've always done modular power supplies. I really enjoyed the Corsair models, but EVGA sent me this one to try out and use in my build, and I've got cables for days. Seriously, I need to grab a pot of water and start making some spaghetti. That's how many cables are in there. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to live stream this computer build. Will it start? Will it boot? Will I blow it up? Who knows? But we're going to have a couple cameras going. We're going to have this camera in 1080p and another camera in 1080p, kind of overviewing me, kind of as I'm talking and chatting with the community, because I'll actually be able to see the chat. My monitor actually swings around to my showcase decks, which I'm sitting at right now. So not needing the box, not needing the foam inserts, bust this bad boy out. There's actually a economy mode on this. So I'm going to do some research. More than likely, that's what I'm going to be running. And another nice bag that this thing is wrapped into. Time to unsheath the beast. And right there, you can see all the modular cords that we can plug in the back. So there you go. Some of the information. The 1200 watts, platinum rated Supernova. Then, of course, where all the power cables plug into. And this gives me a ton of room for expansion. Most likely, my next upgrade will be a couple of EVGA cards in the next series. And of course, the board can handle a ton of video cards. It can easily handle Tri-SLI and SLI, but that's not needed right now. So most of those cords will be going to SSDs, normal Western Digital hard drives for recording, then of course anything else that demands power. So how about the X99 classified EVGA motherboard? They sent me this as well for my build, and it has two different guides along with a disc for all the drivers, but more than likely you're going to want to find updated ones online. And then more than likely you're going to use several of these different packages. They actually give you a SLI bridge and a 3-way hard SLI bridge, which you guys are going to see in a second. And those are always nice. That's a USB 3.0 for your computer as well. You really can't get enough of those, but this computer has a ton of them thanks to the X99 MOBO and a ton of different space for them thanks to the Corsair 750D case that this will all be going into. I actually run 3 different Corsair cases. I've got the 750D, the 650D, which I'm currently using right now for gaming and rendering, and the 350D. So I'm actually going to be swapping out a lot of parts. My current gaming and rendering PC is going to become the streaming PC. That's actually going to get a 760 EVGA card in it. We're going to take out the capturing card and put it in there. And there you see that 3-way SLI hard bridge. That's pretty nice that they threw that in there. Will I ever need that? Not sure, but more than likely, I'm going to need the other SLI bridge that you're going to see here as well. So we got to move over the Asus Phoebus card. We got to move over all kinds of different information that I have. One of the SSDs coming over has a bunch of different games that my normal SSD couldn't hold, but we're going to keep that one in my rendering and gaming PC computer that I use right now. So that 500 gig SSD that you saw earlier, the 850 EVO, is going to have a brand new 8.1 install, and we're going to do it off of a thumb drive, 4 gigs of goodness. Now, I've heard a lot of good things about installing off a thumb drive, and I've heard a lot of failures, but we're going to actually try this on a live stream. I'm not even going to put an optical drive in this computer. I can if I really need to, and I can get my 8.1 install, but that should add to some of the fun. So here is the bad boy. Of course, we're taking it out of its static bag, and I know a lot of you guys are cringing with how I'm handling this thing right now, but I've done this a ton of times, and I'm hoping for the best. This can hold 128 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. Do the math on that. If you bought the top-end Corsair Dominator RAM, that is $3,000 at today's market value, and that's if you catch it on sale. Then, of course, there's all kinds of different ports for this thing. There you see 4 USB 3.0s on the back, along with 6 2.0s, 2 different NIC cards, and, of course, all of your audio settings. We're still going to throw the Asus Phoebus sound card in there because I really love the sound that that brings to my Audio-Technica headset. I can hear footsteps for days, and I really love what that does for my sound field when playing Battlefield 4 or any other FPS. So we're going to throw the 5960 in there. We're going to let this thing ride. We're going to overclock it, and of course, we're going to put all my games and programs that I'm going to need to be able to PC game and render as well. So I've got a long day ahead of me on Sunday as long as everything goes planned. Again, we're going to live stream this over on my Twitch TV channel. Don't forget to check out the link down below for that. That will be sometime in Sunday in the afternoon, so pay attention to my Twitter or my website, fpsxfactor.com, where I'm going to be updating when I'm going to be going live. I'm aiming for 1 or 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and based on the spaghetti monster with all the power cables, it's going to take me a while, and that's if I don't mess up. That's the beauty of the process. As always, YouTubers, thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed these EVGA unboxings. We will see you soon.